Hello and welcome to Bangladesh Today. I'm Smita Prakash. We have with us this week defense and security analyst Anil Bhatt, who has written extensively on the Indian separatist outfit United Liberation Front of Assam ULFA, on the group's influence in Bangladesh and its links with the Harkatul Jihad al-Islami Huji. Today we shall discuss with him the court verdict in Bangladesh that awarded death sentence to 14 men, including ULFA leader Paresh Barua, for an arms drop case. Here's a short background report before the discussion. On April 1, 2004, Bangladeshi police acted on an anonymous tip-off and captured a large cache of arms and ammunition at the Chittagong port. The two jetties from where the arms were hauled were Bangladeshi government-owned, and subsequent investigations showed that top intelligence officials, politicians and government servants were involved in the operation. The shipment included 4,930 sophisticated firearms, 840 rocket launchers, 300 rockets, 27,020 grenades and more, enough to take down an entire military unit. And these were to be used by separatist outfits in northeast India. Now a Chittagong Special Tribunal has awarded the death sentence to 14 people in the biggest ever arms haul case in Bangladesh's history. Along with Indian separatist Paresh Barua, who's hiding either in Myanmar or China, those who got the death penalty are Bangladesh-Jamaat Islami chief Mutiur Rahman Nizami, Bangladesh Nationalist Party leader Lutfur Zaman Babar and ex-intelligence officials. Clearly, Bangladesh has demonstrated that it has zero tolerance to terrorism. Thank you for speaking with us. I'd like to begin by asking that, let's flash back to 2004. There was an illicit and thriving arms trade going on between rebels in northeast India and the Islamists in Bangladesh. What was the background to all this, and when did Indian security agencies crack down on them the first time, and what led to the Chittagong arms haul?
You see, the United Liberation Front of Assam ULFA, it rose on the very issue of the entry of foreigners into Assam, and they sort of professed to be the champions of Assamese rights, Assamese Assamiyat, if I may use the term, but what they were doing was slowly building up as an insurgent outfit.
You were talking about 1990s?
I'm talking about now 1990.
Okay.
89, 90. And it things came to such a pass that with a lot of traders in Assam being targeted for extortion or being killed, a lot of police officers also being killed. Breaking point came when the government had to decide to impose president's rule in Assam, and the ULFA got wind of it, and they had already escaped to Bangladesh via the neighboring state of Meghalaya, from that border with part of Meghalaya.
Now, we're talking about a period when the border was not, most of the border was not fenced, was not patrolled as much as it is today.
It wasn't fenced, and it's very porous.
Correct.
Even after fencing, there are so many issues and problems. And even
so, were there these terror camps which were already there, or were they safe havens in Bangladesh which were there for the Northeast Indian rebel groups?
No, you see, the ISIs. During the tenure of the BNP, Bangladesh Nationalist Party.
The first tenure, that is when Khaleda Zia was there.
Yes. In both the tenures, the ISI presence was very strong.
The Pakistani Intelligence Agency.
Pakistani inter-services intelligence ISI's presence was very strong. Naturally, because they're quite sort of oriented, they lean towards that. I mean, Awami League is very, very pro-India.
Awami League
is the one which fought, which got assistance from us to fight for the war of liberation, which And
so, did the Northeast rebels, the Indian Northeast rebels, did they get safe havens in Bangladesh? And was the regime in Bangladesh, were they providing them with access and with weapons? Where were these weapons coming from?
you see, the entry of the ULFA top leadership into Bangladesh now provided a golden opportunity for one of the major aims of ISI to make an entry into India's northeast. They had not been able to do so far. Whatever they were doing from outside. They had not been able to make an effective entry into the northeast. This gave them the golden opportunity. ULFA and via ULFA they established contact with other northeastern Indian insurgent groups like
Manipuris and the Nagas.
Exactly, the Meitei groups of Manipur, that is the UNLF, United National Liberation Front, the PLA, the People's Liberation Army, as one of the Meitei outfits calls itself. UNLF, PLA about the oldest ones, and the National Socialist Council of Nagaland, or Nagalim as they call it now, the Isaac Muiva, NSCN, Isaac Muiva, IM, that group. And then it was from that time, then it was a relationship which is still going very strong.
Now, where were these weapons coming from?
Now, these were weapons which came, which were of the make Chinese, American, Korean, and
American from where? I mean, was this Vietnam leftovers?
Exactly. American weapons are all over the world, and not the latest, but the say M series of rifles are they're easily available. They're easily available in a grey market, in a black market.
So there was this thriving trade which was going on, and it was
absolutely.
funding.
And ISI is, there's no better sort of, there's no more efficient outfit than the ISI in, in trading in weapons and drugs.
So the first major crackdown on these groups, which included the Bangladeshi Islamists and the Indian separatists, was, I think, Operation Bluebird, or there was one operation that happened. Then the Bhutanese government cracked down on them.
Yes, that was later. That was Bhutanese government was around the same time. It was around the same time. It's they had.
But they couldn't break the back of this link, this nexus.
No. This nexus ran very strong till the Awami League made its last entry in end of 2008, in beginning of 2009.
Why was there such a huge consignment which was at one place? I mean, it never happens like that, right? I mean, you get one box of, say, you get about 20 boxes coming in from one part of the jungles, 20 boxes from the Bay of Bengal.
Very good question.
Where does 1,000 boxes suddenly become an arms drop?
Very good question, Smita. But here exactly this is what happens when a government, when a whole government, has in so many elements, and when you have the Bangladesh Army's DGFI, the Directorate General of Field Intelligence, that and the ISI, both on the same page with the same aims, that is, be an eastern pincer into India.
Was it a matter of chance that it happened, or was it an intelligence tip-off, you think, from India that led to the seizure of this?
This could not have, some tip-off must have been there. But what is surprising is that it happened during the same government's.
Correct.
Of course, Khalida Zia would have egg on her face if it turned out that she condones such an operation. But let me tell you that the vessel, one of the vessels was registered in the name of Salahuddin Qadir Chaudhary, the advisor on parliamentary affairs to the BNP government.
So the establishment was very much on board,
of course,
as far as this was concerned.
I mean,
what could have happened had this been a successful operation? Do you think that the history of Northeast India would have been different had this seizure not happened? Had that arms drop not been caught? Had these 14 people not been caught? What could have happened?
What could have happened was that we would have had more incidents, more killings. It's just a matter of.
I mean, would the Northeast have been in a similar situation that that happened in, say, the 90s in Kashmir? Would that have been
No. That, well, I cannot but comment here that the governments of the day have not been as assertive as they should be. The governments of the day in India have not been as assertive as they should be in matters which involve our insurgents being supported by Pakistani or Chinese. Now, in this case, ULFA is not only once Bangladesh National Party, when the writing was clear on the wall that Awami League is going to come, that is the time they hightailed it from there. They went and they're now in Burma and they're getting help from China now.
Once the Chittagong arms drop case has taken place, now can India now expect some kind of action on Anup Chetia's extradition to India?
As it is, Bangladesh has handed over to us a number of ULFA and
cadres
and other outfits cadres. They've been quite positive. In fact, I think we have now fallen short when Mamata Banerjee came in the way of the Rivers Accord.
Right. Now, the links between radical Islamists in Bangladesh, in Pakistan, and separatist groups in India, how does one go about breaking these links? How do the countries cooperate to break these links?
Yes. Now, we must cooperate with the Bangladesh Awami League government. We must have strong cooperation with them to break the backs of all these, because I'm telling you, it's a very good beginning that was made by the Awami League once it came back to power from 2009 onwards. And mind you, what they're doing against tremendous pressure. The moment she took over, the first thing was the Bangladesh BDR, the Bangladesh rifle. That's the.
They went back to the barracks.
No, they mutinied.
Oh, you're talking about the first.
Yeah, this time, means in
the earlier election.
This 2008 election. Huh. After that, very shortly after that, they mutinied. What was that? What was the? That was because of the schism that.
No, democracy has taken strong roots.
Of course,
there.
Democracy has taken.
And the army has gone back to the barracks. That's clear, and that the army is on the same page as the Sheikh Hasina's government in cracking down on terror groups. That is the most phenomenal thing that one has seen in this region, that the army and the government of the day together are cracking down on terror groups, regardless of whether it gets support from the Western world or not. I find that the most significant thing.
Of course. Here, in fact, that's why I'm saying that what Bangladesh has done ever since the Awami League came back to power with a thumping majority, we must appreciate and we must cooperate very strongly with them in all fields, and particularly in the field of security, to wipe out, because a lot of these terrorist groups are being supported by ISI still. And not only by ISI, by Chinese intelligence. China and Pakistan's friendship is based on one very strong basis of that friendship is their animosity to India, or they're being inimical to India. So we must build on this, and it must be a very strong relationship. Which, just imagine that. 2011 it marked 40 years of the 1971 India-Pakistan war and the liberation of Bangladesh. The way they have been hosting our officers and men who took part in that operation, the way Sheikh Hasina, without any compunctions, no holds barred, acknowledged and praised the role of India and Indian Army. It's something to appreciate.
The Chittagong arms drop case, once this happens, I think it will also impact on our cooperation that we have with Myanmar on this issue, isn't it? On security related matters.
Well, Myanmar, you know, the army chief, the latest development was their army chief coming here, and both the, you know,
An Indian Prime Minister might be going for BIMSTEC.
Yes, BIMSTEC, Dr. Manmohan Singh will be going, and their Prime Minister, you know, came here with a huge delegation. All the other aspects of cooperation are okay, but in the aspect of their cracking down on ULFA and other Maitri and NSCN, etc. groups who are taking shelter there, that has not been done yet. They keep professing, they keep claiming, yes, we are doing it, we will do it, but
not to
it
the
has
level that Bangladesh has done.
Otherwise, how can someone like Paresh Barua have escaped? I mean, it's not big deal.
The jungles of Myanmar.
Absolutely. If there is political will on both sides, Paresh Barua should be, you know, in the clink somewhere.
All right. Thank you very much for speaking with us. Discuss with him the court verdict in Bangladesh that awarded death sentence to 14 men, including ULFA leader Paresh Barua, for an arms drop case. Here's a short background report before the discussion. On April 1st, 2004, Bangladeshi police acted on an anonymous tip-off and captured a large cache of arms and ammunition at the Chittagong port. The two jetties from where the arms were hauled were Bangladeshi government-owned, and subsequent investigations showed that top intelligence officials, politicians and government servants were involved in the operation. The shipment included 4,930 sophisticated firearms, 840 rocket launchers, 300 rockets, 27,020 grenades and more, enough to take down an entire military unit. And these were to be used by separatist outfits in northeast India. Now a Chittagong Special Tribunal has awarded the death sentence to 14 people in the biggest ever arms haul case in Bangladesh's history. Along with Indian separatist Paresh Barua, who's hiding either in Myanmar or China, those who got the death penalty are Bangladesh-Jamaat Islami chief Mutiur Rahman Nizami, Bangladesh Nationalist Party leader Lutfur Zaman Babar and ex-intelligence officials. Clearly, Bangladesh has demonstrated that it has zero tolerance to terrorism. Thank you for speaking with us. I'd like to begin by asking that, you know, let's flash back to 2004. There was an illicit and thriving arms trade going on between rebels in northeast India and the Islamists in Bangladesh. What was the background to all this, and when did Indian security agencies crack down on them the first time, and what led to the Chittagong arms haul?
You see, the United Liberation Front of Assam, ULFA, it rose on the very issue of the entry of foreigners into Assam.
Hello and welcome to Bangladesh Today. I'm Smita Prakash. We have with us this week defense and security analyst Anil Bhatt, who has written extensively on the Indian separatist outfit United Liberation Front of Assam, ULFA, on the group's influence in Bangladesh and its links with the Harkatul Jihad al-Islami, HUJI. Today we shall discuss